Hello everyone, my name is Anita from the Medicine Hat Public Library. Welcome again. I have two crafts to show you today, and I have this question for you. Have you ever wanted to be a superhero? I'm sure many of you have, and myself as well. So when my son was little, his superhero was Batman. And so we created some really cool Batman things when he was little. And as you notice, I've got Buzz Lightyear with me here too. And that also was one of his favorite superheroes, was Buzz Lightyear. So today, what are the two things I think that most kids really love to put on when they're playing superhero? It's a mask, right? And another one that I discovered was like a superhero cuff. So this is what I'm going to show you today. So today, these are a couple of examples. So we have a couple of masks here, and one of them is just made out of plain cardboard type stock paper, and the other one is made out of a foam paper, so it's like a foam board, really wiggly. Okay, so if you have these in your house, great. If you don't, plain paper works too, right? Just for fun. And then we just use a little bit of yarn to hold them together. So I'm going to make one of them right in front of you so you can see how I did it. And then I'm going to show you a really simple way to make a superhero cuff, superpower cuff. This was very simple. So toilet paper roll. So I'm going to show you. So what do you need? What do you need for supplies? You need paper for the masks, yarn, scissors, hole punch, some markers if you're going to color your mask straight from a white piece of paper, if you want to color them up. For the cuff, you're going to need a toilet paper roll. And I just have some, it's green because I used a colored piece of paper and I glued it on here. And then I cut it and I put some little decals on it. One of them says Bazinga and Pow. So where do you get these? Well, the internet is a great place to find them. So for the mask, just so I can show you ahead of time, there are plenty of free printables online that you can print out for yourself. And you know what? If you don't have a printer and you do have the internet, just freehand draw them. And that's actually what I did for this mask coming up. I'll show you that in a second. For the cuff, again, take a look online. You'll find some really cool printables that you can print out and just glue on. All right, let's get started. So for the mask today, I do have some foam paper. And this is purple. And all I did was I used one of these. I didn't trace it. I just kind of hand drew it on the paper. So grab your scissors and you just cut that baby out. I mean, what little guy doesn't love putting on a mask and pretending to be a superhero? So let me just cut that out. There we go, that's cut out. And, you know, there are the eyes. I might have had them a little too wide. We'll see how that goes. So I'm just going to kind of fold it, put a little snick in there, fold this one, little snick in there, and then cut those eyes out. This is a really cool craft that have your kids running around, you know, pretending to be Batman, Spider-Man. Here's a good one for you. How about Captain Underpants? Sure, someone could be a Captain Underpants. They're really popular books in our library right now, and they always seem to be out. So there's my eyes. See if they fit. Wow, it does. And I just eyeballed it. Okay, so next thing we're going to do, grab your hole punch, punch a hole in there, one side, the other. Now, I found some yarn that I'm going to use, but you could really look around your house. Maybe there's shoelaces, right? Anything, ribbon will work too. Just kind of look around in your house, see what you've got kicking around, and use that. Because really, when you're stuck in the house, you got to use what you have, right? So I'm going to stick this one through here, make a little loop, tie it off to a knot. There we go. One more. one. And I did 2 strings because some people are really good at making that one that you can adjust. You know, you put 1 piece on. You can do that too if you can figure out how to do that. I'm going to just use the old-fashioned 2 pieces and tie it at the back of the head in a bow or something. So there you have it. There's a little, put that on, tie it at the back of your head, and you are a superhero. Awesome. Okay, so that's the mask. Let's move on to the cuff. I think the cuff is one of the sweetest ones. So again, get a toilet paper roll, okay? And what I did was I kind of pre-cut a piece of paper to fit the width of this roll. And all I did was I used a glue stick and I wiped it all over that piece of paper. So right here, I'm just going to go all the way around it. It's really key to actually get the whole thing done because you're going to be cutting it in the middle to open it up. So you want to make sure that it's got glue on all of it. So it's a pretty long one. I'm going to start it there. I'm just going to let it roll up. And I'm going to roll it the rest of the way. See how simple that was? Just like that. Okay? Trim off the ends because I've got pink paper sticking up all over. I'm going to do that. And the bottom as well. Now as I was making this, I realized, you know, where it ends, where it breaks, you do want to put some tape on there to keep it down. So I just used some regular permanent mending tape, the clear stuff, and put that on. And then just roll the ends over if you've got too much on there. And of course I went a little crooked, so put another one on. There we go. So now it's sealed. And what I did was I put my little decals where the seal was, because then, you know, if you happen to cut it when you opened up to make it you're not going to break that open. Okay, so got a nice green one here. I think I really like I want to do a BAM. I found a BAM one, so we're going to put that on there. So we just cut that out. You can make your own up with your markers and paper. You know, if you're going to be Captain Underpants, you can do one of his BAMs and put that on. So again, very quickly cut out one of these, and I used my little glue stick, made sure it's totally covered in glue because you do want it to stick for a long time. There we go. Stick that on where the joint is. So now I've got BAM. Okay, what's another one? Let's do, I really love Bazinga. That's one of my favorites. So I'm going to cut out Bazinga. Okay, got Bazinga cut out and filling that up. So like I said, you know, you don't have to use decals. You can sparkle it up with sparkles and glue. You can print on it your name with some markers. So there's my other one. Now we're ready to open it up so it can sit on your arm. Okay, so I'm just going to cut it right up the back. So here we go. And it's nice and hard. I love that. There we go. So here we go. It's open. We're going to trim the corners. You see how this one, I've trimmed the corners so that it's not going to poke into your little person's arm. So I'm just going to round those off. See? Round off each one. There we go. I'm sure if I would have seen these when my little guy was little, he probably had a whole bunch of Batman ones because he was so into Batman. So there you have it. If the corners are rounded, I'm going to slip that on. Show you how it works. Look at that. Bam. I'm going to put this one on. I am superhero powered up. Look at that. Now with my trusty, this one, I'm a superhero. Awesome. So if you make one of these, or if you get really creative and do something even more spectacular than I have, please share it with us on our Facebook page or on Instagram. We'd love to see your creations as well. Check out our story times, because superheroes could be coming to your town. All right? Okay, have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me for another craft.